is time. It is time to brew your best beer.
The 2016 SJPorr Challenge is dedicated to your friend and ours, Paul Wickstein. Brought to you by Brewcraft USA, iMake, Gladfield Malting, Yakima Valley Hops, The Grain Bill, Brewers Exchange, Cake Kingdom Homebrew Supply, Hiraki Homebrew, and a special thanks to our silver sponsors.
Hey, good evening. So this is my final SJPorr review for the 2016 challenge. We're in the U.S. and Canada finals, and I've saved, I really like peanut butter. So by accident, because I've been picking these in no particular order, the peanut butter stout is the last one I have left. So this is entry number 24R-83U-34T. It's a 4.45% ABV peanut butter stout. So I looked this up online, and they said that this is just a low ABV version of their regular peanut butter stout. They used 2-row black patent malt chocolate, roasted barley, and just enough hops at the 60-minute, or he put peanut butter extract in the secondary and just enough hops at the 60-minute addition just to balance it out with a little bit of bitterness. So don't expect to see a whole lot of bitterness on this one. So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack this thing open. Nice hiss on this thing. Probably one of the strongest hisses I've had for any of these beers. Then again, most of them have been like sours. You don't get a whole lot of hiss out of those things. The cool thing about a stout is you don't have to worry about pouring it, although I'll stop right there. There's some stuff in the bottom. Just as I said that. Okay, let's look at this beer. I do see just a little bit of ruby. I can see a little bit of light passing through. I don't know if you can pick that up, maybe a little bit. Passing through the beer. It's got about a little over a finger head. If you can see that, it is medium to tight packed foamy bubbles, kind of a creamy light tan color. It is starting to subside, so I'll swirl this around and see how much of it I can get out. All in all, it is a nice stout. You know, sometimes the stouts you get like a really, this isn't a high ABV one, so the head kind of stands out a little more than your normal imperial stouts. But most imperial stouts, the head is gone pretty quickly and you get a little film at the top. Some of you don't even get that. But yeah, nice looking beer. Kind of sad. This is my... Hey dogs, come on down. Hey, can you close the door too, please? Yeah. Thanks. My wife never gets on film, but you hear her voice. So I got the brew dogs coming down here to join me. What's up, brew dogs? How you doing? Can you hear them? Oh, here, come here. Come here, you want to get on film? I'm letting the stout warm up anyway. This is brew dog right here. This is Reese. Say hi, Reese. Hi. Got a little name tag there. This little dude, if the fence is open, he's gone. So it's a good thing we have our little, doesn't he look like an Ewok? Look at this guy. He looks like an Ewok, doesn't he? Okay, you're good. All right. I think Reese is a brew dog that's a little camera shy. Where was I? Thinking about this peanut butter. Did I mention I really love peanut butter? Oh, this thing has a lot of peanut butter. Anyway, peanut butter in the secondary. I would have put it in a keg just so, unless it was bottled. If it was bottle condition, then I guess you can't do that. Squeeze a little peanut butter in every bottle. But if I was in a keg, I'd put that thing in a keg. Get as much peanut butter flavor out of it as I can. Anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and go in for an aroma. Oh, I get the peanut butter. Oh, that's a nice smelling peanut butter too. Very natural nut. Yeah, it reminds me of smelling. Remember those Little Debbie, what do they call them? Those little chocolate peanut butter layered they're not graham cracker, but they were like wafers, you know, layered wafers. They were like, you know, about like this, little chocolate, you know, 3-level wafers. What were those called? Peanut butter sticks? I can't remember. Peanut butter wafers. That's what this thing smells like. And it's got the little hint of stout, kind of just under the peanut butter. Look at me being all philosophical. Just under the peanut butter. This is just what the doctor ordered. It was a long morning. My daughter had her soccer tournament, and they got their butts kicked. Well, the second game, not really the first game. They were playing a bunch of giants. I think they needed slingshots and rocks. I mean, I think their opposing team was on human growth hormones. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, this is only U11, so they're like 11, 12 years old. Pretty sure I saw some beards out there. And this was the women's team. Anyway, okay, all right. So it's a pretty beer. I mean, stouts, as pretty as stouts get. You know, if you get a head, it's a plus. This thing still has a little bit of a head. It's kind of burned off, so I can work up a little bit more. It's really, really dark with a hint of kind of, it's not really ruby, it's more brown as light passes through it. Smells like a little Debbie peanut butter wafer, and I'm assuming it's going to taste like one too. So here we go for the taste. Cheers. Okay, how do I break this down? All right, carbonation is, I think, perfect. It's a little bit livelier than what you get in a. I'm assuming this is a dry stout. It tastes like a dry stout because it's not sweet, and that could be a ding on it. But the carbonation is very creamy, so it coats the tongue. It's very pleasant in terms of mouthfeel. It's creamy, but it's not as thick as I would have expected it to be for a stout. I'm thinking maybe some oats might have done this some good. On the flavor, it's a very clean beer. There's absolutely no off flavors. I get that little bit of bitterness from the hops that went in at the 60-minute. I think it's about right. The only problem is this beer kind of dried out. I don't know if it attenuated down really low. It tastes like it attenuated, and this is 4.45, so it attenuated pretty good. I'm going to assume it attenuated down to, let's say, 10-10, 10-11 maybe. But it's a bit dry, and the sweetness is not there. So you get the carb, you get the bitter. You don't get any sweetness on it, and that's it's kind of a shame because it would have been nice to have a little bit more sweetness to go with that slight bitterness and the peanut butter. I think it would have really brought out the flavor. The brewing technique, though, whoever brewed this, you know, it's very obvious they knew what they were doing. It's very, like, again, it's very clean. I don't taste any yeast. I don't taste any kind of esters or phenols or anything like that. It's very, very clean beer. You know, my only thing with it is it's a little too dry. You know, I think this beer style, you know, especially with the peanut butter, you get that aroma. I mean, it would have been really, really nice to have a little bit of residual sweetness, and maybe even if it attenuated down, if you maybe threw some lactose on, I guess it would be a milk stout. But I think the milk would have been called for, the lactose would have been called for here with the peanut butter style. I think it would have blended a little bit well. But hey, this is a good beer. It's not really blowing my hair back or anything, but you know, it's a very pleasant session beer. skilled brewing techniques, lovely carbonation, pretty beer. Just a little bit shy of the mark for me on the taste because of the dryness and the lack of sweetness to go with that kind of peanut butter or chocolate. Man, that chocolate and peanut butter, that would have. I think with a little bit of sweetness, this thing really would have been nice, really nice. That smell though, it reminds me of besides the Little Debbie peanut butter wafers, it reminds me of the old going to the drive-ins. You go to the concession stand, when I see how like beers, when you smell them or taste them, it takes you back to a certain memory. This takes me back to the 1970s drive-ins. Back when I was a little Weezer. Okay, well, this is it. This is it, folks. If I don't make it to the next round, I've enjoyed. Hell, how many beers did I try? Like 20 beers or something like that. Certainly worth the money I invested. Certainly worth getting feedback on your from everybody on your beers. And it's just a great. This is just a great. It's just a great deal. I don't think there's a competition like it where you have so many people from so many different places trying your beer and giving you feedback, real critical feedback, and on film. You're not just getting a little score sheet in the mail. And you can also, after the competition, send a note to the person. Hey, that was my beer. Hey, what'd you mean by this or what'd you mean by that? But anyway, hey, to the brewer, good job. Good luck in the rest of the competition here. I know it's winding down. I'm starting to see everybody's feedback being posted. I'm gonna probably tonight. I've got all my scores done. I'm gonna load them up into the website, and I'll be peasy clean, and we'll see what happens with the next round. Cheers, everybody.